everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I seen some people cooking a sandwich on TikTok and it brought a story. So now I'm finna get out story time. So this was like back in 2020. It was back in 2020. I was talking to this girl. We had crack like back in 2016, but we lost contact and shit. So 2020 we started back talking. She invited me over her house. She just got her own little place or whatever. But her and her brothers was living together. They had a house in Mississippi. I lived in Memphis at the time. They lived in Horn Lake. Her and her brothers lived in the house together. So they invited me over. She was like, she was cooking, but me, I didn't already seen how she cook on Snapchat. I didn't want to eat her food. I didn't want to try the food. So I was like, okay, that's cool, but I'm gonna give me something to eat. And mind you, at the time I was pescatarian. So I got me a little seafood bowl. I ordered me a seafood bowl. Went to go pick it up. Went to her house type shit. So whatever. So I pull up the outside of the house. It's decent, it's like a little cool little house outside decent. So I go in there. Filthy. House filthy. So mind you, she said she was cooking, but she was making like a hoagie type of sandwich out. So like, imagine a dirty ass kitchen table, right, with plenty on the crumbs, all type. Just imagine a dirty kitchen. She got the hoagie bread bare raw on the table. The hoagie bread raw as hell on the table. She just spread the mayo on there, putting the meat on there, all that. And I'm just looking, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, bro, what the? Mind you, she's a dog lover, so. On top of that, she got dogs running around this motherfucker. I really feel like it's fleas in it, bitch, because I'm itching. Or maybe it's just me, because I can't stay in nobody's house that's so dirty. Like, I get the itching, I get the scratching. So I don't know if it was the fleas or it was just the house. So fast forward, I'm trying to make do, because I'm still trying, clap cheeks. So I'm still trying to, be cool and shit. So I'm asking her, I'm like, can I use your microwave so I can warm my food up? Yeah, go to the microwave. Microwave look like a bomb exploded in it. It's food everywhere. Not to mention it's a roach crawling under the microwave. So I didn't use the microwave. I was like, I'll probably just eat when I get home. I don't really feel like microwaving the seafood and then having to do all this and do this. So I go put my food in. So I come back from my car and come back and sit down at the table while she's still making her dirty sandwich on the table. And we talking, everybody just talking. So mind you, I'm sitting like here, like I'm here, and it's a wall to the side of me, like straight like this to the side of me. My face this close to the wall. Everybody else is in front of me, like talking. So I'm like facing the front door in the kitchen on the table, and everybody else in front of me, like she in front of me on the other side of the table making a dirty sandwich. So as I'm talking, as we're all conversing, a roach, I ain't gonna exaggerate about this fucking big, coming down the wall. Mind you, my face, this is the wall, this is my face. The roach is just crawling down the fucking wall, and everybody just talking, and I'm looking out the corner of my eye, and I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at the roach out the corner of my eye. Nobody's saying it. So at this point, the whole family dirty. Like the whole fucking family dirty. I got that when I pulled up, but it's like, damn, y'all ain't gonna even attempt to try to kill the roach. Y'all ain't gonna act like y'all see it. So after that transpired, I was gonna try to like play it cool and be like, try to crack her outside or whatever. But at this point, I'm irritated. I can't eat because your microwave dirty and it's a roast under there. It's a roast crawling. Your house already dirty and you got dogs running all around the fucking place. So me being me, I had my cousin call me and tell me to come get her. Like, I was like, nah, I gotta get up out this boy. So as I'm getting ready to go, my cousin called me. She's like, come get me with the way I go pick my kids up. Da, da, da. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm finna come get you. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. My cousin want me to come get her. She's like, oh, you want me to ride with you? I'm like, nah, I gotta drive all the way back to the east, and I ain't trying to come out here. I gotta go to work in the morning. This lady was like, well, you want me to make you a sandwich? No, baby, no. I do not want you to make me a dirty table sandwich. I don't. But yeah, that was a crazy night. And I think she tried to link with me afterwards, but I couldn't do it. I could not.
Hey, that remind me of a story. Hey, my homeboy Dante. If I tell him this story, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We was like 16. We was like 16. He had just got his license, And so I was like, "Hey, bet we got these girls. We can go mess with, man. We go mess with these chicks. So pull up, bro." He like, "Cool, I'll pull up." Right? So he pull up. His dad got a van. His dad got an Astro van. Astro vans was kind of cool. They wasn't like the they wasn't like the minivans. Minivans was like soccer moms vans, but Astro vans was kind of cool. They had like TVs and stuff in them, you know. So we in the Astro van, and we go to this girl house, and man, these girls had roaches everywhere. They had roaches everywhere. So we sitting there on the couch, a roach crawl across the TV, and we just watching TV and we talking and stuff like that. And I don't remember what was on TV, but something was on TV, maybe Martin or something that we was all watching it. And the girl tried to act like she first she act like she didn't see it. Then she tried to, what I'm saying. But then they was on the wall and then they was everywhere. We was like, damn, we need to cut on the lights so these motherfuckers will go get put up. Like we cut the lights off so we could get intimate. You see roaches, crawling across the wall. You know when the light, when the light from the TV flashing, and you'll see a roach on the wall. He wasn't there earlier. Oh man, that shit was funny, bro. Yeah, and I don't do people with nasty microwaves. You got a nasty microwave, you just a nasty person in general. Cause ain't no way you a grown ass person and you got a dirty microwave. But yeah, hey, that's funny though. That was funny as hell when we went over that girl house and she had all them roaches. He was like, "Yeah, you not getting it." Oh, I think a roach was crawling on my friend. And maybe not. He was just paranoid. Maybe I gotta tell him about that. He gonna crack up.
And someone's house looking like an absolute trash can.
Okay, so I want to tell my story about living in a house like this. In one of my relationships with who I didn't know at the time was a hoarder. And another point, this is why I think that you should live with a person before you get married, because of reasons like this. Because it's easy to keep your house looking right every time someone comes over, but you got to see how somebody's really living on a day-to-day basis. But anyways, let's get into the story. Now, when I look back at it, there was red flags, but I didn't realize it at the time because it would be small things. I remember something very specific. I had bought her a vape like when we first met, and she kept the box that it was in. You know what I'm saying? Like garbage, a little cardboard box. She kept the box for like the whole relationship. And it was a bunch of other instances like that, like keeping garbage because she tied some type of sentimental value to it. And at first I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever, that's cute, I guess, but it only continued to get worse over time. Now, on top of the hoarding problem, it was also a spending problem. So on top of just keeping small little garbage or objects that have no use, she's also buying big amounts of things that aren't going to be used, like clothes. There was bags of clothes, so much clothes in the closet, and I know you weren't going to be able to get to wear all of them, but just because you had the money to get them, or she worked at a retail store, so when it was clothes that were like going out of season, they would just give them to the workers. At least that's what she said. She also had a little stealing problem, but we'll get into that in another day. So she's just bringing home boatloads of clothes and other things that are not going to be of use, and we lived in a small apartment, so it was just taking up space, you know what I mean? And then it's getting to a point where it's like, whoa, okay, like we don't have a lot of room. We need to get rid of some stuff. We need to throw some stuff out. But she doesn't want to let me throw it out because, again, like I said, she had tied so much sentimental value to it, especially with the inanimate objects, like the objects that had no use at all. Like I could understand things that like you could actually use, like electronics or plugins or pencils. It was so much stuff that was just there and just in the way and really wasn't being used. But the clothes were taking up the most room because now not only are we having a closet full, we're having big garbage bags full of clothes throughout the house. And at the same time, I'm trying to be respectful and just not be like, nah, we're throwing this out because, you know what I'm saying, that's her stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just throw stuff out that you deem as important. But I'm finding like pencil cases filled with like small notes that she read, or like filled with, like I said, she had kept a box of a vape, like filled with stuff like that. And then the box, inside the box, has some stuff in it. Now, eventually, I'm kind of like, enough is enough. Like, we got to get rid of some of this stuff. I let her keep the clothes, but like the garbage and stuff like that, it had to go because it was just taking up space. And it was in like compartments. It'd be in like a drawer with a box in it. And inside that box is another box. And inside that box, there's some garbage that somehow has some sentimental value. So I'm just like, we gotta get rid of this. You know what I'm saying? It's getting nasty in here. And on top of that, I'm in school and I'm working and I'm playing basketball. So it's like, I'm not home all day to really keep up with the house. And when I do get home, it's like I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do this right now when I'm tired. So it's hard to keep up on it at all times. It's like, okay, we just gonna have to do one big clean when it gets to that point. Now fast forward, due to issues in the relationship, she kind of goes into a depressed state, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put her business out there or try to bash her or anything, but basically that's what was going on. So she don't have her job or nothing anymore, so she's just at home basically all day every day. So the mess begins to grow again, and like I said, she's kind of depressed, so she's not really cleaning up after herself. She just kind of in bed and making messes, eating stuff, leaving wrappers, leaving clothes around. And it leaves a big strain on the relationship because now I have a resentment towards her because think of it from my shoes. I'm going to class, then I'm going to practice. On days I don't have practice, I'm going to work. And you sitting at home all day and you haven't done anything to help with the house. You've just made it worse. All the free time you've had, you've just made the house worse. You haven't tried to pick up after yourself. So now I'm at the point where I don't even really want to be home other than to sleep. So I'm just we're just getting distant because I don't want to be in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to be in that. It's suffocating. You're having to step around stuff, step over stuff. Stuff's not where it's supposed to be. It's just nasty. It's hard to live in. Now, fast forward a couple months later, the relationship ends. Not her fault, my fault. I could have handled things a lot better, but she's basically moving out, moving back to her parents' house, and she takes her stuff with her. Or so I thought. When I really got to the nitty gritty, when I really got deep into things, when I really started getting into stuff, I realized it was so much worse than I thought. Because at the time when I'm just living in it, like, I'm not looking at it as a hoarding problem. It wasn't until I was really able to clean up without her being there to be like, no, that's important, don't throw that out. When I could just freely go through everything and get rid of what I wanted, bro, it was so much worse than I could have ever imagined. I'm finding more and more stuff stocked, more and more clothes that I didn't even know existed, little bags full of stuff, just so much stuff. And it seems like, dude, it's just a mess, just clean it up. But it was so much worse than that. Like, it took such a strain on me mentally having to go through that stuff and finding memories and seeing certain things from the beginning of the relationship, etc. And just the fact that I felt like I was a prisoner in my own home. Like, I felt like there was no free space. It was just so much clutter around me at all times. So when I finally cleaned it up, like, I wasn't even looking at what could be important or what's not. Like, I was just throwing everything out because I just needed my space back, needed my house back, because it felt like I couldn't even live there. Like, it feels like I could only go there to lay down in the bed, and then I had to leave the house. Like, I couldn't enjoy my house in peace. And it's one thing if it's my mess, you know what I mean? Because you know how that goes. It's like, okay, this is my clothes on the floor. This is my stuff, you know what I'm saying? This is my essence. But this ain't even my stuff in my house that I'm worried about. So I don't know if any of you have ever dealt with a hoarder before or have family members that were hoarders. It's tough when it's someone you're in a relationship with, but if you have, then you could relate to what I'm saying. Just the strain that it takes on you mentally and physically cleaning all that stuff up.
Bruh, nah, I ain't never dealt with no hoarder. I ain't never dealt with no hoarder, but um, I was kind of like a hoarder once, but it wasn't like a hoarder. Like, I gathered things, but I was working at what's it called? Like a thrift store. I was working at a thrift store, and I would pick up the donations, everything people donated. And if it be like some OSU, OU stuff, oh, it's coming home. So I had so much OU, OSU stuff. I had like things that was like neat. Like I had a wine bottle opener that I had the different cognac glasses, and I had the big ice cube makers, the big ice cube makers, so you could put in your craft ice makers. Man, I used to just have so much stuff. Um, I used to, man, on my old Facebook, I had a picture where I would play my video game on one TV. I would watch I had a different game on every TV, and plus I'm playing my video games. So I had like 4 TVs in one room, and it was just too much going on in my house. And when I had to move out and I had to throw all that stuff away, and I was like, bruh, I just collected a bunch of junk, like just a bunch of junk. But yeah, that I'm not a hoarder though. I don't know. I just thought I just had a bunch of cool stuff. What I thought was cool, you know. But I know my woman at the time was like, dude, what is this? What do you have now? What are you bringing home now? I'm like, but then I would bring home a lot of stuff because I'd be like, uh, I have like a garage sale every month to make extra money. I ain't gonna tell you everything else, but yeah, just say your boy was coming up. But yeah, that woman had a mental health problem, and I hope she got that under control. I know when she moved back home with her mom, that was for her own. That was God. That was God getting her out your life, cause you wasn't gonna help her, and she wasn't gonna get fixed being in your home. So she had to go back to her parents, cause that was gonna mess your life up. That dude was about to be ruined forever and ever. Amen.